What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Going to try to record this video without any hiccups, without any catastrophes, without anything bad going on that's going to absolutely ruin the video. This is probably the third day that I've actually set out to record this over a span of probably a week and a half. Something happens every single time that I sit down to record this. I'm beginning to think this process for this particular CD haul is cursed, but we're going to try to power through this time, and hopefully I can show you guys some of this stuff that I've picked up as of late. What I'm going to show you today is my most recent arrival, I guess, order from Paragon Records. Paragon Records is a distro, online label distro that I've fallen absolutely in love with over the past few months. They have a killer selection of underground material. There's stuff from all over the world in there. I've found some killer stuff from out of the U.S. The price point is the best price point as far as a distro, offering some of this stuff that I have found. A lot of their CDs are only $5. They have some that are more, obviously, just depending on the album and where it's from. But I have found a ton of killer stuff through their $5 selections. This is going to be some more of that. I'm linking them up in the description. Go check out Paragon Records. I think you will find some stuff that you like. There is a ton of underground material. They've kind of taken the place for me where Red Stream Records used to be with their eBay store. You could find some killer stuff on that Red Stream eBay store that was pretty underground for super cheap. I did a lot of blind buys that way, picked up, added some stuff in my collection that are favorite pieces of my collection without ever having listened to it beforehand. That being said, most of this stuff I either gave a little bit of a listen. There is a couple blind buys in here, but now in today's age, it's so easy to just pop on YouTube or Bandcamp or something and at least give something a few listens and find whether you like it or not pretty quickly. I got on Paragon when I did this order, and they had just done a distro update and loaded some new stuff on the site, and there was some killer doom metal. There's going to be quite a bit of doom metal and black metal in this particular haul. The first thing that I'm going to show is actually a freebie. One thing I do enjoy about Paragon is when you do sizable orders, they tend to throw little freebies in for you, and this is probably one of the better ones that I've gotten. I was intrigued by the artwork and everything on this. With the just the initial first looks, initial listen, I really dug it. It's just pummeling, fast-paced black metal out of Italy, and I dug this little demo quite a bit. The band is entitled Rabid, and the demo is entitled First Infection. As I said, it's just fast-paced, blistering black metal out of Italy. It's just relentless stuff, hellfire, and it is really solid. As far as the freebie goes, it's probably the best freebie that I've gotten from from a distro so far. I really enjoyed it that much. I actually picked up a cassette on this order. This release was put out by Folkvanger Records, so automatically it's probably black metal, atmospheric black metal. This has some post-black stuff going on in it as well. The name of the project is entitled Afar, and the name of the release is entitled Selfless. This is phenomenal. I was stoked to see this, and the tape was also $5. They have tapes at all price points. I think they have some tapes that are like $3. If you're into some of that obscure, campy basement bedroom black metal, there's tons of tapes on there for like $3 if you wanna take a shot. But this one is good. The production on this is quite good, and Folkvanger. I mean, usually you know what you're getting when you see that Folkvanger emblem on a CD or a tape or cassette. You kind of already know what you're in store for, at least have an idea, and this fits perfectly in with the stuff that label has been putting out. Just high quality atmospheric black metal, post black. There is some folky elements going on, but it's some good stuff there from Afar. Next up is, I guess this is a bootleg. This is the Swiss band Samael. I've heard it pronounced several different ways. This is a compilation, little bootleg compilation of some of their demos. It has some of the very early black metal stuff from this project that I absolutely love. It has Into the Infernal Storm of Evil. They came out originally in 1987. It's got Macabre Operetta, the 88 demo, Medieval Prophecy that came out in 88. It goes all the way through their demos up to after Sepulture, which came out in 1993. The early Samael stuff I absolutely love. I love having this on a CD format release, albeit a bootleg. I'll take it any way I can get it. But it is with it being a bootleg, I will say that the quality on this is quite good, especially with it being from these old tapes that they've transferred over. I was quite impressed with that release. Next up, we have some doom metal. There's going to be quite a bit of doom metal in this, as a lot of this, I guess when they had just updated their distro, a lot of the stuff was from Weird Truth Productions, which puts out a lot of different types of doom metal, funeral doom, that type stuff. This one is pretty good. It's kind of death doomy at times. It has a few little blackened moments, and then almost like an epic doom feel going on. The name of this project is Imindain. And the name of the release is "And the Living Shall Envy the Dead." This one's pretty good. I had not heard this prior to me getting on that site. I checked out the a couple of tracks on this. I believe it was the final track, "This Empty Flesh." That's the one that I heard first, and it kind of sold me on this release. I enjoyed the kind of cleans and contrast between the growls and cleans and stuff going on that track. Unfortunately, not the whole album is like that particular track, but it is a pretty good release for what it is. I am digging it. I want to spend a little bit more time with that, but so far so good. I do enjoy it for what it is. Next up, this is one that I've been meaning to add to the collection forever. I actually think this is like the third or fourth pressing that this has had on CD. Originally, this band only released their material on tape and limited vinyl productions. And this was before vinyl was trendy like it is now. And the band is Worship, and the CD here is entitled "Last CD Before Doomsday." The original demo was entitled "The Last Tape Before Doomsday." They, depending on the format, is what the name of the title of the demo is. It's like, this is the last CD before Doomsday. The vinyl would be the last, I think it says the last vinyl. It could say the last record before Doomsday, and then the tape is the last tape before Doomsday. Good stuff here from Worship. I was actually first introduced to this project, this German funeral doom project, by their last full-length, Terranian Wake. I fell in love with that release and was backtracking. I found out that the band... I guess the band had been on hiatus after one of the members had killed himself, and I don't know. It was kind of interesting going backtracking here, looking at the history of the band, and I wanted to get my hands on this. And as I said, this is like the third or fourth pressing of this on CD. They do them all in these weird limiting so many copy pressings, but I am stoked to have a copy of this now and to add it to the collection. That was a whole lot of rambling just to show that one CD. Next up, we have some black metal. This is Labyrinth Spell with Shadows and Dust. This is some straightforward black metal. Has little hints of symphonic stuff going on. Hints of melodic type black metal within this. It's steeped in the kind of riffy traditional black metal, but it has those hints of symphonics and hints of melodic tendencies going on within it. Pretty good. I think this is their second album. I think they've got 3 or 4 releases under the belt. I think that's their second, but that one's pretty good. I am glad to have that in the collection now. The next 2 releases are both from the same project. They both came out in 2020 as well. This is kind of the rehashing of this project. I think they did some member changes and that type stuff, and there were 3 new members that kind of brought this fresh energy into this project, and I'm enjoying this rendition of this project more than any of their other material, so I was glad to go ahead and pick up both of these releases. This is an Indonesian black metal project entitled Warkvlt, and the first one is the EP that came out in 2020 entitled Horde. More just relentless black metal. Usually when you hear Indonesia, my mind goes straight to brutal death metal. There's so many brutal death metal projects coming out of that area, and to hear this type of black metal coming from there is very refreshing, and it's really good. This came out on Sadist Records. And if you're into black metal, and you heard Warkvlt before, and you kind of wrote them off, and you haven't listened to them in quite some time, I urge you to check out some of this newer stuff that they're putting out. It's a little bit different than their older stuff, and I'm really digging it. And then I have their full length that also came out in 2020. This one is Deathymn. More good stuff. It's broke into three sections. Deathymn 1 is entitled Blood. Deathymn 2 is entitled Fire, and then Deathymn 3 is entitled Death, and each one of those is broken into 3 tracks. So there's 9 tracks total, and you've got the little different sections of the album put together. I like the way they did that. This was also released on Sadist Records. So good stuff there. Next up, we have some Gothic type Doom. Yeah, I guess I'll say Gothic Doom. Kind of melodic. This is To Cast a Shadow with In Memory Of. This is my favorite release from To Cast a Shadow, so I was glad to see that on there for sale for $5. I do own one of their other, I think their newest release. I think it's entitled Winter's Embrace or something along those lines. I've got it in a big stack of albums that I got from Colony Records a couple years ago, and I did enjoy that one a bit. When I had looked more into the band, I'd heard some stuff from this release, and I think I enjoyed it a bit more. So when I saw it for purchase there on Paragon, I had to pull the trigger and grab it. Good stuff here. I don't remember where this project is from. I think they are also from Italy, if my memory is serving me correctly. But good stuff there. Very almost like an epic doom feel, and it's kind of a goth/epic doom feel going on in that. But it is pretty good stuff. Next up, we got some thrash metal out of Slovenia, changing gears completely. This is one of the first. It's kind of a little compilation release, but it's one of the first things that this band had put out. It was originally put out on tape. It's been put on this anthology. Has been put on to CD format for obvious reasons. And this is Sarcasm with Crematory. And as I said, it's kind of an anthology of their earlier works. It has some of their earlier demos, earlier EP materials on this. I think the time period is from 87 to 94. Sarcasm is one of those bands. It's an anomaly for me. I should not like this band as much as I do, especially with the way that the vocals are enunciated. There's a lot of those late 80s, early 90s bands and thrash where the vocal approach really turns me off, just the enunciation of the words. This band could fall into that where people would think that was one of those this would be one of those projects that I really despise. But for some reason, this project has always clicked with me. First started getting their physicals through Metallic Media, back when Metallic Media was still doing their mystery boxes and that type stuff, and still doing as a label. I kind of got reintroduced to Sarcasm through that, and I was glad that I was, and now I'm slowly chipping away at their material. Saw this on Paragon. It was a no-brainer for me to pick that up, so I'm glad to have that in the collection now. Next up, we have some more black metal. This is, I'm going to butcher this, Ovdelir with Sacral Chalice of Foundations. This is pretty good. This was released on Satanic Records. It's numbered out of 1,000. I don't know if my camera will pick it up. It's hand numbered. This is 546. This is just an EP. They have a few full lengths as well. I did a little listen on this and then kind of blind bought it from there. It's not bad. I mean, it's very just occult black metal. I was expecting more of kind of a pagan-esque sound coming out of this. I thought it might have like a bit more of a folkier or pagan sound, but I mean, it doesn't. It's a straightforward kind of black metal, but it's pretty good for what it is. I want to spend a little bit more time. It does have those little hints that make you think that that's going to be in there, but all in all, I mean, it's not a terrible release. Next up, we have some black and I guess a mix of black and doom. This was a blind buy, and it shouldn't have been because apparently this is fairly well known. There's two releases on this. There's a full length and an EP on this together. The artwork is not the original artwork. This is Asgaroth with Absence Spells Beyond, and then it also has the Trapped in the Depths of Eve as of the bonus. The one that is a bit more well known is the Trapped. I've seen this artwork here, the artwork for Trapped in the Depths of Eve. I've seen that artwork before. Had that been the artwork on the disc, on the original, on the front, I may have picked up on this band, who they were a bit more. When I blind bought it, I was expecting goth metal. I mean, that looks like it would be completely gothic, female-fronted gothic metal, and it's not. It is doom. It is black and doom. There are black metal elements. It's pretty good. It's not what I was expecting, but for what it is a pretty solid listen. Definitely looking forward to spending a bit more time with that. And then the last one is probably my favorite out of this whole stack. I think this or that Afar Selfless tape kind of rival my favorite things that I've listened to the most so far out after picking all these up. We have Sinister Downfall with Eremozoic. Yeah. This is funeral doom metal. I believe this project is out of Russia. This is a three-way giggity. This is a three-way release between Funeral Records, Weird Truth Productions, and Satanith Records. This is what kind of started this whole order. I saw this one on there, wanted to pick this up. Then I saw the Worship album, and then it just kind of ballooned from there and made a pretty sizable order. Very good. It's 4 tracks long, but they are long tracks. I mean, that's what you get with Funeral Doom. Well performed, not overly pretentious Funeral Doom. I just really dig this. I actually have ordered another one of their releases from a different distro now, just because this one got me. I was so into this one, I wanted to pick up some more of their material. So good stuff there. I'm going to try to link this stuff up in the description if I have time. I'm glad I made it through this video without any catastrophes, because you have no idea how hard it has been to try to get this recorded. I finally got that one done, for all sakes of doing a video. And I had another package from Paragon arrive today. So going to go through this one, spend some time with this, and hopefully we'll have the video for these up sometime in the very near future as well. So it's all for today. Stay classy, stay metal. Check out Paragon. They are linked up in the description, and I will see you guys soon. I promise.